Yeah, just in case. I didn't want it to mess you up. Yeah. For Android meter or for the podcast? Yeah, hi guys. My name's Nick. I'm from AndroidMeter.com. I write and edit there. We work with MortarmanTV a lot and the Next Gamer Network, and we're glad to be a part of the show when they have us. And we'll get some tech topics snuck in there between Mortarman's topics tonight, so stay tuned. Awesome. You say that she was sitting on the sink? Who the hell sits on a sink? Vince. Did you tweet the, did you post with a link on Google Plus? Where can I find a link to the podcast? Then it should be on your channel. Alright, I'm checking.
Mortarman, Next Gamer Network.
Hey, Mortarman.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any audio out of. Not on YouTube, no. Hey, Mortarman.
Alright, yeah.
Oh, now I got it. Not on YouTube. Where's that coming from your end, bud? Is that sound coming from your computer?
I don't know. Yeah, I can mute that. The sound and turn the speaker up. Okay.
I don't want that. That needs to be off. Okay. All right. Try it now. Let's see how that is. Testing. Maybe I just need to turn them down a little bit. All right, try it like that. Testing.
Got you now.
All right, is sound coming out of it?
Yep.
Does the sound clear? Sound okay?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Then we should be good.
Yep. Awesome.
All right. Let me get to this story about the Blade Runner guy. All right. His name is Oscar Pistorius, and the lady he killed is Riva Steenkamp. I guess that maybe they were a live-in couple. Maybe they weren't married. It says a new report out of South Africa indicates that Oscar Pistorius carried Riva Steenkamp downstairs from the bathroom where he had allegedly shot her and attempted to perform mouth-to-mouth resuscitation while attempting to save her life. The report comes via Beeld, an Afrikaans language newspaper in South Africa. This happened in South Africa. The newspaper reported that Steenkamp was still breathing when local security guards and neighbors arrived in Pistorius' house. She died shortly afterward. She had been shot 4 times through the bathroom door. While the first reports indicated that Pistorius had believed he was firing at an intruder, more recent police reports have backed off that allegation. So yeah, that's a tragic thing. Can you imagine your wife or girlfriend, coming into the house late at night or coming into a room, or something, and you hear something, you're not sure who it is, and you see a shadow or something indicating that maybe it's an intruder or someone other than them, and you shoot them, and then come to find out it's somebody that you love. That would be terrible. I mean, if it really was an accident like he says it was, I can imagine how devastated he must be. But some of the best unsolved mysteries and best crimes or some of the most difficult crimes to solve are some that are just well thought out, and sometimes crimes aren't necessarily what they seem to be. So, without knowing this guy, it's hard to pass judgment on him, but it's a terrible thing.
See, I'm more of a character. I like people, in big murder trials, they have character witnesses. Oh, tell us what, Mr. So-and-so was like as a kid. Tell him what he was like when he was growing up. Tell us what he's like now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean by character witnesses?
Yeah.
All right. Every single person they have asked about this guy said that there's absolutely no way. Now, in every murder trial, there's always some character witness to the contrary. So there's always some character witness that says, yeah, I can definitely see him killing somebody or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just weird that not a single person has said, yeah, it's terrible, but I could see it.
Yeah, I mean, for those people who knew him, or that know him and are closest to him, they're the ones that know his character and know what he's really like. But there have been people saying that there's no way that he's capable, of doing something like that. But there's always, I'm sure there were people that thought that way about Bundy too.
Hey, I liked Bundy. Leave him alone.
Yeah, I'm not comparing this guy to a serial killer, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you just really never know what people are capable of doing. But he's charged with premeditated murder in Pretoria Magistrates Court and faces a potential life sentence of at least 25 years if convicted. The Pistorius family continues to stress that they believe this was a tragic accident and that they want the judicial process to play out properly. The alleged murder is disputed in the strongest terms, Pistorius family said in a statement. Oscar Pistorius has made history as an Olympic and Paralympic sportsman and has been an inspiration to others the world over. He has made it very clear. Go ahead.
I want to hear what his girlfriend's family has to say.
Yeah, there's nothing on that in this article that I'm reading right now. They may have not made a public statement yet. But, let's see, Tuesday, weather, Graham. Pistorius remains in a cell in Pretoria. A court will determine on Tuesday whether to grant him bail until the trial. Also on that day, a memorial service will be held for Steenkamp in her hometown. She's a beautiful lady, too. I saw a picture of her, and she is really pretty. It's a shame. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and like and tweet this. Are you still with me?
Yeah, I'm still with you.
All right.
My mic just cancels background noise, so if I'm not talking, you hear nothing.
Okay. All right, then. So, let's talk about this meteor that hit Russia, dude. You're familiar with it. I haven't really got a chance to read the story up on it. I'm really curious to know.
Yeah, man. Crazy shit. And you know what? People don't realize it happens more often than you think, meteorites striking Earth.
Right. I've read about people who scavenge for those things for a living.
Yeah. It happens usually a meteoroid of this size, because this was actually pretty friggin' big. This size happens about once every year. But it's a little worrying, and I'll tell you why. The reason why it's a little worrying is because yesterday, I don't know if you were aware, but there was a giant asteroid flying by Earth.
Yeah, right.
Pretty damn close, too. Like, seriously, pretty damn close.
Like 50, 60,000 miles away or something?
It was like 70,000.
That's extremely close. That's like a 25% the distance of the moon or even less. That's really close.
It was passing between us and some of our satellites. That's how freaking close it was.
Yeah, like that dude that jumped out of that thing and did the skydive, the Red Bull deal.
Yeah.
He was 60,000 feet in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's extremely close. How big was it?
The one that passed us was, I think, like 100 meters.
And did they not know that this thing was coming?
No, they did. The one that, see, this is why it's worrying. The one that we were all paying attention to, the meteorite that we were all aware of, was the one that was passing by very closely. We knew it wasn't going to make contact with Earth. It was just going to come by quite closely.
Yeah.
And because we were so focused on that, we completely missed this other smaller one just fucking zoom right in and crash into Russia.
Damn. So it was like maybe a piece or from the trail end of the other one?
No, it was just one that was hit out of orbit very quickly. The thing that's kind of scary, and I'm trying to think of how to explain it. The thing that's scary is America's Defense Network. Mortarman, you should be good with this one.
Mm-hmm.
America's Defense Network. All right, all of our satellites point where?
Probably towards the west.
Well, no. I just mean they point down, right?
Oh, yeah, I mean towards the Earth, yeah.
Yeah, so our, billion dollar military surveillance network does what for us when it comes to space?
They notify us if anything is coming towards our airspace.
Yes, but when can they do that?
I don't know how close a proximity they would have to be.
An object needs to be pretty close, right?
Okay.
Now, here's a question. How fast is a fighter plane?
About 600 miles an hour.
Okay. This asteroid was going 32,000 miles per hour.
So it's like one of those things where, like, by the time you have discovered it, it's already here.
I don't think that a military satellite would even be able to pick it up. I think 32,000 miles per hour is too fast that it wouldn't even notice something went by its camera.
Now, rockets travel like a warhead or something could travel at around 16,000 miles an hour, from what I know. But that's considerably slower than 30 plus thousand miles an hour.
Yeah, 32,000 miles an hour. This thing destroyed shit, dude. But it's like, what is our defense network? Oh, yay, great, but let's shit can NASA because they don't do anything for us. Like, you know what I mean? This is why I hate stupid shit. Yeah, let's beef up the United States. Well, if a giant freaking asteroid comes down and crashes in the middle of the country, you're not gonna have a country to protect anymore.
Yeah. So what kind of damage does this
People
thing do?
People need to start thinking about outer space. Put a little hole.
Like the size of a truck or something?
I don't even think it was that. I mean, nobody got hurt directly from the asteroid.
There were injuries, though, like 1,100 people got injured, right?
Yeah, but it was from, like, flying glass. But nobody actually, like, got burned by the meteor. Like, nobody died by a direct action of the meteor. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. So
Didn't land on anybody. It was, it was broken glass and the shock wave, but nobody actually got, like, crushed by the meteor.
Okay.
Most injuries were from broken glass. Most of them, they didn't even go to a hospital. It was 50 feet wide and weighed more than the Eiffel Tower.
Damn. That dense, huh?
NASA scientists have also estimated the force of the blast that occurred when the meteor fractured upon entering Earth's atmosphere was approximately 470 kilotons, the equivalent of 30 Hiroshima bombs.
Golly. So this thing made quite an explosion when it hit, and it shattered a bunch of windows out of people's homes and businesses and stuff.
More than 2 million square feet of windows, the size of 20 football fields, was shattered by the shockwave.
Golly.
It injured 4,000 buildings.
So if you had been standing outside 4 football fields away, would this have killed you?
No.
No?
I don't think so. I don't think it killed. I don't think anybody died, honestly.
No, I don't think anyone died. Now, I wonder if people are going to be trying to rush to this thing and try to get pieces of it to sell it, because you know that thing is going to be worth a ton, literally a ton of money.
A small little chip of that asteroid, if it can be proved to be that asteroid, can be worth thousands of dollars.
Right.
Just a little chip, just a little quarter-sized chip of that asteroid could be worth thousands of dollars. You find the whole fucking thing, you're talking about millions of dollars.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen on television where these guys go around with metal detectors and stuff and try to find piece of meteors that are like just something you could hold in your hand, and they'll sell for $20,000 or $30,000.
Oh yeah.
Makes me want to get a metal detector, man, and just go running around the country trying to look for that shit.
Well, if you were in Russia, every time you open your friggin' door, I mean, Russia's got more meteorites under its dirt than anything else because, I don't know what you remember from history, but 100 years ago, another asteroid hit Russia.
Is it got to do with their position on the planet or something? And, I mean, is that, if you're coming from space, is that one of the first places that you would hit somehow or another? I wonder how that works.
From what I understand, it's kind of like the center of gravity for Earth.
Okay.
From what I understand, obviously everything falls down, so gravity
Yeah.
pulls it to that particular, 1 million square mile place. You know what I mean?
It could make sense, yeah. I mean, that
That's
sounds
one that I
logical.
can think of. I've never read that anywhere, but that's the thing that makes sense, because when meteorites hit, they hit Russia. When something bad happens, it happens to Russia. Either God really doesn't like Russia, or they've got some sort of force under them.
Yeah. Go over there with a metal detector. I wonder if anyone has been able to scavenge any pieces of it. They did obviously find the thing when it did hit the ground, right?
No.
They haven't found it?
No. They're saying that like 3/4 of it fell into a frozen lake, and nobody's found it yet.
I've got the story here pulled up now.
I might be reading an older one, but it's that they didn't find anything in the lake yet.
A 10-ton meteor streaked at supersonic speed over Russia Ural Mountains on Friday, setting off blasts that injured nearly 1,100 people and frightening countless more. Meteor, let's see.
They make it sound like it's fucking Godzilla or something, like it meant to do it.
The spectacle deeply frightened many Russians, and some elderly women declaring that the world was coming to an end. Many of the injured were cut by flying glass as they flocked to windows, curious about what had produced such a blinding flash of light. The meteor, estimated to be about 10 tons and 49 feet wide, entered the Earth's atmosphere at a hypersonic speed of at least 33,000 miles per hour, shattered into pieces about 18 to 32 miles above the ground. Oh, so it shattered into pieces above the ground.
Yes, and do you know what would have happened if it didn't?
I can imagine the impact would have been much, much worse.
Like seriously, and I shit you not, this is how much of an impact a tiny asteroid like that can have. It would literally wipe Russia off of the map.
Damn.
And it would send up so much stuff into the atmosphere, it would block out the sun and kill probably 1/4 of the population of the world.
Golly.
Like, that's why people freak out about asteroids, and that's why everybody was kind of nervously joking about the one that flew by yesterday. Even a small one. People think that, oh, if it hit Russia, it can't bother me. You know what I mean? If that asteroid had not broken up on impact and had impacted the ground, the amount of dust, dirt, soot, ash, and everything else it sent up into the air is literally enough to blanket the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah.
No sun would get in. No fresh air would get in. Plants would wither and die. Our food supply would go away. And it could stay like that for 10 to 20 years. Like, that's why asteroids freak me out more than anything else. I could give a shit about nuclear war. If somebody drops a nuke on New York, I'm far enough away where it ain't going to bother me. But if an asteroid hits Russia and it's big enough, we could all die. And that kind of bothers me.
It says it doesn't take a very large object. 10-meter size object already packs the same energy as a nuclear bomb. Let's see, Ching, who was one of the scientists who led the 2000-2001 mission for NASA to orbit and land on an asteroid, told Fox. Amateur video showed an object speeding across the sky at about 9:20 a.m. local time, just after sunrise, leaving a thick white contrail and an intense flash.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the videos, dude. Did you?
I haven't had a chance to watch the videos. I'll probably watch after the show.
They're literally like 10 seconds long, but it's crazy, man.
Meteor hit less than a day before asteroid 2012 DA-14 is to make the closest recorded pass of an asteroid to the Earth for a rock of its size, about 17,150 miles. But the European Space Agency said its experts had determined that there was no connection, just cosmic coincidence. Pretty interesting stuff, man.
Hey, you're telling me, bro.
There's a lot more to the story, but it's really long. I don't want to go through the whole thing. So are you familiar with the Harlem Shake?
No, I have no idea what that is.
All right. Well, there's this DJ named Bauer who has I guess recreated this song called the Harlem Shake from like the 1980s. It's like a remix type deal, and some college students, I believe they were college students, put on these costumes and everything in their dorm, and they start dancing to it and everything. And the video went viral. It got like 400,000 views in like 8 hours on Reddit. So it went viral, and it's been sweeping across YouTube for like the last couple of days. So me and Jason did our rendition of the Harlem Shake today and put it up on my channel. It's pretty funny. If you get a chance, you ought to watch it.
Is it like a dance or something?
Well, people just play the music in their video, and then they just kind of do their own thing, do their own dance. It's just whatever you feel like doing. I don't even know what the original Harlem Shake looked like. I couldn't find it on the internet. I searched, but I couldn't find what the original. There's no telling. It's just gained popularity since this guy made it. Pretty funny. You ought to check out some of the videos. Let's see if we can move on to something that's really interesting to talk about. We can touch on these other subjects a little at a time, I guess.
Yeah, I want to go through Google News and see whatever the most popular thing is.
Okay.
Scientists unveil new detectors and race to save Earth from next asteroid.
New detectors to protect Earth from another asteroid?
Yeah.
Okay.
They want to develop new techniques to be able to pinpoint small but still potentially devastating meteoroids, comets, and asteroids. And you know what? Let's give an educational lesson right here.
Yeah, how do they expect to do that?
Okay, so do you know what an asteroid is?
I'm not really sure what the difference is between an asteroid and a meteorite.
All right, well, there's a couple different things. First, there's a comet. Okay, a comet is a relatively small solar system body. Okay?
Okay.
It's a solar system body. It's an actual solar system, like the Milky Way. That's a comet. Asteroids are small solar system bodies that orbit the sun. So these are pretty much, these are parts of a comet, okay?
Okay.
And then you have a meteorite, which is just a small rock or a particle of debris.
Okay.
Meteorites are like the little things like, oh, it's the size of a basketball.
Uh-huh.
Some of them, they say 10 meters in diameter. So, I mean, anything smaller than, let's say, like a small pickup truck.
Okay.
And then a meteoroid, so that was a meteoroid. A meteor is a meteoroid, so that's small rock or debris.
Meteoroid, huh? I've never heard that one before.
Yep, that's when it burns up as it passes through Earth's atmosphere. So a meteoroid that burns up as it passes through Earth's atmosphere is known as a meteor. So the thing that hit Russia was a meteor because it broke up in the atmosphere And it was how many meters across did they say it was?
49. It broke up into smaller pieces, but it was estimated at 49 meters across, I believe, before it broke up into pieces.
Then that was an asteroid, man. I don't know why well, a meteor, I guess. It still is because it broke up. But technically, that was an asteroid because meteoroids are only 10 meters.
Yeah. Yeah, it, let me go back to the story. I've got it here.
So there's meteoroid, meteor, and meteorite. A meteorite is a meteoroid that survives falling to Earth and does collide with the Earth's surface.
So they're given different names depending on if they strike the Earth or not, or just depending on their...
A meteoroid is what it starts out as, okay? When it's in space, it's a meteoroid. If it hits Earth, if the actual meteoroid hits Earth, it's a meteorite. But if it burns up and then the pieces hit Earth, it's a meteor.
I see.
That's confusing as all fucking hell. I just confused myself so bad. Fuck.
I don't think... Well, I don't know of any that have ever hit Texas where I'm at. It's not anything you hear. Well, I guess they probably don't necessarily make the news, you know, when it happens.
Yeah, I also wanted to talk about the cruise ship. You heard about the cruise ship, right?
I heard some cruise ship got crippled or stranded and finally limped its way into port somewhere, and like a lot of the people among you know the people on the boat or on the ship were maybe thinking about suing them.
Yep.
What do you know about it? What do you know about the story?
From what I saw on the news the other night, pretty much from what I guess, or from what they said, there was an engine fire.
Uh-huh.
All right. They evacuated onto the deck. Everybody had to get out of their rooms. They put it out, and they were way, way out there. And for 5 days, the powerless ship just kind of limped towards, shore. People were forced to sleep on the upper deck in tents. They were calling it a slanty town. You've heard of that term, right?
Nuh-uh.
Shanty town or slanty town.
Heard of shanty town, I think. Was the ship not floating upright?
No, it was. It was just there was like makeshift tent city on the deck.
Why were they up on the deck instead of in their cabins?
Because their toilets were overflowing. There was sewage everywhere.
Oh. Wonder what happened to the ship? What was the damage that it took on?
I guess it was contained to the engine room. The ship didn't engulf in flames. It was the engine caught on fire. It was put out almost immediately. And that's really it. But I think that the passengers got gypped. They were on that ship for 5 days with no food, and they're literally waiting in their own shit.
Yeah, and they didn't get to go to their vacation destinations that were that they had paid to go, to do. So,
and
yeah,
all they did was give them a refund plus $500.
Bullshit, man! I'd have been pissed off. I'd be suing their ass. Just like I heard that some of them had contacted an attorney, and the attorney said they had a very good case. I would sue their ass.
No. All the attorneys said they had a very bad case.
I was thinking I read otherwise. It seems like it. Maybe I read it differently, but that's what I had read. I bookmarked that. That story. Let me find it and see. No, I didn't bookmark it. I just read it earlier. I didn't bookmark it at all. But anyway, I mean, I would certainly take them to court and try. I would do my damnedest.
Well, it's something about it was something about the terms and conditions of the cruise line mixed with some other stuff.
Uh-huh.
It was very weird, but pretty much the cruise line made it so you can't sue them.
So they covered their ass in the contract, I guess.
Yes, so that's why I read, and And that's why it's so hard to sue a company these days. You don't hear about a lot of people winning. Like big companies, you don't hear about a lot of people winning against a big company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time somebody won a
And
lawsuit against
they've got a huge team of attorneys at their disposal, you know, and they've
Exactly.
got these extravagant clauses, you know, that protect them from all types of suits and damages. You know, it starts with incorporating. You know, if you're a business, you want to build a corporation or a limited liability corporation so that you protect the owners of the people. It separates the owners from the actual company. It's a way of protecting them too. Let's see. Have you read about these futuristic glasses that pack a bionic punch? It says paired with an FDA-approved implant, they offer hope
yeah,
for
the
people
bionic
who
glasses.
have lost their vision. Wow, that's pretty awesome.
I mean, I don't know too much about bionic glasses. I'm not really into the healthcare science kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I did hear that they did work and that they were very, very cool.
It says people who have lost their vision as a result of a rare genetic disease may soon be able to have some of their sight restored thanks to the first FDA-approved eye implant. The implant, named the Argus 2, works to wirelessly transmit images to the brain through a video camera and transmitter on a pair of glasses. The FDA approved the device from Second Sight Medical Products for patients 25 years or older. Wow. While the implant does not restore vision, the FDA said that the device might help the blind to see by allowing them to detect light and dark in the environment. Doesn't sound really all that great if it can't restore their vision somehow or another.
If it
says-
can
it says-
restore them,
it
if it
says
can
that-
restore vision.
It says while the implant does not restore vision, the FDA says the device might help the blind to see by allowing them to detect light and dark in the environment. That sounds like, well, we can't do anything about your sight, but we can help you pick out shadows.
Yeah, my girlfriend made a good point about the lawsuit on the cruise ship. If they have that much money to refund everyone and give them more money, they better have a lot of money to have lawyers and protect their own asses.
Yeah. Yeah, they offered those people what they could afford. You know, I mean, usually their offer, or if they're going to offer anything, is going to be a small percentage of what they really can do. You know, they just offer that because the majority of people are probably just going to take it with a smile. You know, say, okay, whatever. You know, it was a horrible experience, but we accept your coupon and your $500 or whatever, and we'll move on about our business. But then other people are going to, you know, bark and fight about it.
Oh, of course. But at least, you know what I mean? I've always known that. They do that. That's what they do. They let the people that they know are just going to take it and walk away, so they lowball it at first. It's just the way they do it, man.
Yeah. I mean, if it were me, I wouldn't offer everything I had either, I guess. If I were on the other end of the business, you know, I wouldn't offer them a huge settlement at first either. It's a negotiating tool.
Yeah, but remember, they can do like a class action lawsuit, and then after that, the people only end up getting like $10.
Yeah. I've had so many class action things come in the mail to me. If you have recently or in the past, you know, at one time or another, used such and such product or whatever, you may be eligible to join a class action lawsuit. It just sounds like it's way more trouble than it's even worth.
I know, and apparently they gave them a free cruise of the same value as well.
Some of them people may be scarred for life. They may not ever want to get on a boat.
I'm never getting on a fucking cruise, and I've never even been on one.
Yeah, I mean, I'd kind of like to take one, but there's been so many, you know, there's been enough, I wouldn't say there's been a lot, but there's been enough horror stories of, you know, ships getting jumped by pirates, the ship breaking down or sinking. I mean, the Titanic, for example. You know, there's been quite a few. You know, there's been people who have disappeared from a cruise ship completely, You remember that dude that just completely vanished from a cruise ship? I don't know how many years ago it was, but they initially thought that maybe he had fallen off the rails, and just got eaten by sharks or chewed up by the propellers or something. But he just vanished without a trace on that boat, and no witnesses or nothing. I think he had a wife that was on the cruise ship with him. I think there was, they tried to accuse people of, foul play and all that kind of stuff. He just vanished. Never seen or heard from again. Could have been planned, though, to, like...
He went overboard.
You know what I'm saying? It could have been planned, the whole thing, like to change his identity, and just go into hiding. Could have had a boat meet him out there or something. That's a long ways, though, to jump off.
Yo, you just went totally fucking conspiracy theorist on me.
Yeah, I did.
What are you doing?
There could have been a boat out there, to like pick him up. He could have radioed him or something and then jumped off.
I didn't know he was Ethan Hawke.
How many feet is it to the water level though from up on one of them ships? It's like well over 100 feet, I think. It's like them ships are huge. I've never seen one up close. When are you going to be bringing your camera onto the podcast?
In about 1 minute. I'm putting this Xbox back together.
Oh. Okay.
I'm typing something quickly. Alright, you still have that for a third, right?
Yes, I do.
Alright, you can throw that up.
Okay. Alright. See if I can find it. It's one of these things. See if it's this one. Well, I'll just add media because I can't find it on there. Come on, computer. Alright, there it is. Now I can remove your thing. Try to... There you are. Okay.
Got me?
There you go. Watching the little thing move around the screen. There we go. Cool. Alright. So, let's talk about Michael Jordan. He just turned 50 years old, like yesterday. Yeah. So, Michael Jordan, man, I've never really been a real huge basketball fan, but there have been some players in the past that I've really liked, and I've always been a Jordan fan, just because he's such an incredible, interesting person.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I mean, not only is, I believe, in my opinion, that he's the absolute best person that's ever played basketball ever, without a question. There are many people who argue with that, but I think he's an exceptional athlete, to say the least. He played baseball and basketball professionally, although his basketball career was, not nearly matched to his basketball career, but his baseball, wasn't bad. I mean, it's definitely better than average as far as a baseball player. But he just recently turned 50, and his trainer. I guess this is the same trainer that's like followed him throughout his career, and this guy has got literally stacks and stacks of documentation on Jordan's on his body, on his health, everything that you can imagine he's collected on this guy. Um, and he says that he's ready at as soon as he gets the call to jump on board and make sure that Jordan can make the transition back into basketball if he should decide to do so. And I've got
Now, do you just like Jordan because Space Jam was the best movie ever?
no, actually I
I
don't know
like
if I ever
Space
seen
Jam.
that.
It's a great movie.
Actually, I don't know if I ever saw Space Jam.
Seriously?
Yeah, I don't know if I ever did or not.
The movie was really good. Thing's a classic.
I'm gonna find the Michael Jordan story. I thought I had it bookmarked, but yeah, this guy has collected all types of data over the years for Jordan in his career, and there's one NBA star that currently plays right now that said that Jordan is good enough that he could come on to any team in the NBA and at least score 10 to 15 points in a quarter. So, I mean, he could give any team an extra 10 or 15 points. That's saying quite a bit. I mean, it's not like he's going to come off of the bench and get 40 points or something, but that's
I think the man can still play basketball, okay? I think he can still be worth something to a team. Even though he's 50, I think that he could be worth something.
yeah, absolutely. He's probably better than a lot of the bench warmers. This guy, his name is Tim Grover, and it says, as Tim Grover walked out of the Hall of Fame induction speech 4 years ago, the observances of Michael Jordan, old slights, the settling of old scores, had already come and gone in the trainer's mind. All those years with Jordan, and Grover understood to always be lurching towards tomorrow with the game's greatest player. I heard that speech differently than everybody else, Grover said. Grover heard Jordan raising the idea of playing in the NBA in his 50s, and that was all the nod he needed to begin preparations. If I ever get that call, Grover said, I was going to be prepared for it, and I am. He says 50 pages inside a binder sit on Grover's desk inside the suburban Chicago home now. Information and studies and research and innovations into regenerating the muscle fibers and anti-aging advances in nutrition. From his trips to Europe and Asia and the Far East, Grover has incorporated a small library of intelligence backed with the most intimate knowledge of Jordan's body, mind, and drive to create a program that awaits the comeback of all comebacks at 50 years old. I think that he's...
So now they're saying that they got him on some natural anti-aging shit?
I guess, with the best nutrition and supplements and whatever that there is to be offered, short of steroids, I guess. But, I guess, it's like when a professional athlete, like, say, an NFL running back, when he tears his ACL, they've got a team of sports scientists, they've got a team of sports medicine doctors there. They rush the guy to x-ray, MRIs, they immediately put them into surgery, then they immediately put them into the best rehab facility and the best rehab supervision known to man that's possible. And a really good, in-shape athlete can bounce back from a torn ACL in less than 12 weeks. However, you take me, for example. I tore my ACL and MCL in motocross. And I was never the same, but it took me about a year, through the program that I had available to me for rehab and everything. It took me about a year before I rode again, and I considered myself to be in excellent shape at the time. But these NFL athletes probably in far better shape than I've ever been. But they got all the team of doctors and everything, and they have an injury, and bam, like nothing, they can have them back to work in just a matter of weeks. And if Jordan stays in shape and he's got this guy, sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He could possibly get this guy in shape to play basketball at 50. How effective he'll be is, we may never know, but I think it's just kind of cool to think about the possibility of it. He'd be the oldest person to ever play in the NBA. It's been done at 48. I think it's been done at 48 years old. Pretty incredible.
Who did 48?
I remember. Let me see if I don't think it mentions it in this story. Let me Google oldest person to ever play.
Who would do it at 48 years old?
I don't know. Someone did it. It was either 48 or 49.
Well, that's crazy. I thought I was crazy.
Let me see. List of oldest and youngest National Basketball Association players. Oldest players in NBA history. Where'd your camera go?
What?
Where'd your camera go?
I have a camera.
Oh.
I see my card up on TNG, though. I see my card on your channel.
Is, Oh, I see it, yeah. It says Nat Hickey, 45 years old, 363 days. Kevin Willis, 44 years old. I was just going down from there. I could have swore I read just the other day someone did it at 48. See what else I can find. Who was the oldest NBA player ever?
Nat Hickey.
Is it just Nat Hickey, 45?
Yep.
Well, there we go. I like to hear when somebody might come out of retirement. I find it very interesting. I think it's pretty cool. I'd like to see, there's some NFL players that I'd like to see come back and, see how they do. But usually how it ends up is it's not very effective, it's not glamorous, and it's, doesn't do much for their career, but it kind of makes you wonder. I bet Troy Aikman could still throw the hell out of football. We've only had like 3 or 4 people watching the stream. That's pretty sad.
What?
We've only had like 3 to 4 people watching the stream. Kind of frustrating.
You said that's bad?
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating that nobody watches. I'm going to keep doing them. Oh, check it out. I was going to tell you what I found out from Verizon yesterday.
Yes, this is the one I want to hear.
Yeah, let me get the little booklet so I get my shit straight here. Okay.
Did they give you a lot of info?
I got a lot of info from them, and I left with a smile on my face. I left with some something to really look forward to. Now, they do have the jetpack. They do currently offer the jetpack, and I could have it here right now, but the problem with the jetpack for me is that we have this phone here, and this is a Vonage telephone, and it is a voice over IP telephone, and so it has to be hooked up to the internet. Now it comes with its own little bitty modem, and that thing hooks up, to your router or to your what do you call it?
Yeah, so you can't hook it up to...
Yeah, so it does not work with Wi-Fi. And then there's my Xbox. My Xbox is older, and so it doesn't have built-in Wi-Fi. Now, Jason's Xbox has built-in Wi-Fi, so it'd be fine. So if I had the jetpack, I could set it here on my desk, and it would pick up my laptop, Jason's laptop, and his Xbox just fine. And it would be much faster than what I have now, and it is available in this area, just like you said. It cost $100 to get started with it, and depending on the gigabytes that I needed, it could be upwards around $100 if I needed to, go really high with like 10 to 15 gigabytes. But check this out. They've got this other thing, and it's called the Home. Let's see. Maybe let's see. Different page. Let me find it. Here it is. It's called the Home Fusion Broadband. It basically is like a hardwired version of the jetpack. For $100, they come out and install it on your home, outside. It installs outside. I don't know if it goes on the roof or just connects to the side of the building, but they'll run a wire inside, and it hooks up to a router that comes with it, and all of your devices, just plug into your router like they normally would. So here in my particular case, I wouldn't have to change anything. I just have to have them come out and install it, and that'd be it. And it offers speeds of, let's see, 5 to 15 megabytes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, 5 to 15 megabytes. And they said that it'll be available. Well, it's actually available here now, but not to everyone. Like they're rolling it out slowly. But she said that I should be able to have it in 1 to 2 months. And she said she's already familiar with East Texas Cable. And East Texas Cable, if you do happen to stumble upon this podcast, you guys suck. All right, so there.
Oh my God.
Anyways, she's very familiar with their service, and she said that it's way better than them. That they haven't had any complaints with the jetpack. The jetpack runs really well, and it's way faster than what we have in this area already. And
all right. Okay. So here are a couple things with that. Tell you how much it would cost to get set up.
$100 plus a $35 activation fee. I would have 14 days to try it out before I would be committed.
That's not a bad deal. 14 days to try it out?
Yeah, and I'd have 4 days to try it out without it being charged anything whatsoever. I'd get all my money back. But then 14 days, there would be a prorated, bill or whatever. I'd still have to pay the activation fee. I don't think I'd get my I think I'd get my $100 back, but there would be some charges that I'd have to incur during the 14 days. But I wouldn't be obligated to no contract or anything inside the 14 days. I'd totally be willing to call East Texas Cable and tell them to suck it. And yeah, I'm stoked about the possibility of having this home fusion broadband, man. It's going to put East Texas Cable out of business. I know it will.
I'm reading about it right now. And did she give you exact pricing on that?
She quoted me a bunch of stuff. I was talking to the regional manager on the phone. The girl that was working there wasn't, that knowledgeable about this stuff. I think that I'm looking at $80. Well, here it says $60 for 10 gigabytes of data.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think $80 for 14 or 15 or something. But I'd totally be willing to pay $100 if it was really good. If I felt like I could get by on the 10 gigabytes, then sure. I just have to double check, and just make sure that 10 gig. I mean, do you think 10 gigabytes is going to be plenty for us?
I think that's going to be plenty, man.
Think so?
I think so, yeah. But you know what? You can move it up. You can always go up. You can never go down. Remember it like that. Start at the lowest and go up from there. If you're at 9 gigs, call them up and be like, I want to change my plan. I want to go to the 12 gig plan or the 15 gig plan or whatever. And then if you get close to it again, you call them again. You can always move up, man.
Yeah. And I know that from past experience, like if you were with some particular plan and like on a phone bill, and when you get your bill and you notice that you have these extra charges, and you call them up and they say, yeah, we see that you went over your overage plan, but what I can do is I can just upgrade you right now, and then it will absorb those other charges.
Yeah.
So you could do that. So yeah, I'd probably just start out with maybe 8 gigabytes, I guess, and that's $50, and then see how that goes. We'd know within a month, how many gigs we were using. You said you have a program or software that I could use that would tell us?
Yeah, I do. It's just a little piece of software that tells you how much you're using. Very, very simple stuff.
Be cool.
Yeah, we can hook you up with that. All right, what else was the podcast about, man?
Let's spend a few minutes talking about Android Meter and the website and stuff.
Yeah, Android Meter. Well, I got some news I wanted to talk about. Let me just locate it here. I want to talk about Sony and the PlayStation 4. That's what I want to talk about.
Okay, let's do it.
Sony is going to unveil game streaming capabilities on the PS4, and this has been kicking around for a couple days. And we'll all know what rumors are true or not in 5 days.
Yeah.
5 days or so, right?
Yeah.
Okay, when PlayStation makes their official announcement. But unknown sources have suggested that Sony's PlayStation 4 will be able to stream games via your internet connection. It's thought that the service will focus on Sony's library of PlayStation 3 titles. That way they can work the backwards compatibility without having to mess with the hardware.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So like when the PS3 wouldn't play PS2 games, there was only a couple models that did.
So does it when it streams it, does it somehow convert it, or is it a virtual version of the PS3 game played?
I'm not really sure how they're going to do it.
But maybe, they can do something like that where it makes that, where if you went and bought the hard copy, it won't play on your PS4. But if you streamed it, it would.
Yeah.
That sort of thing, I guess.
Yeah. It's going to have a new AMD chip instead of using the PS3 cell microprocessor. So it's just important to remember that you may not be able to play your PlayStation 3 games on the new PlayStation. It's just one of those things that sometimes happens.
Yeah.
To make technology better, sometimes it makes it worse. To make it so old technology will still work.
Well, this is the biggest console update that we've had since the Xbox 360 came out, right?
Yeah.
So, it's time for a change. And now that we're getting a new Xbox 360 and a new PlayStation 4, I think it's time, for new games too. And for those people who still play PS3 and the old Xbox, the current Xbox games, you don't have to sell your old console. You can still keep them and play them. And when you get a new one, you can add that to your home theater system.
Yeah, but the question is, how long is the 360 going to sell for?
I think that it will sell for until they sell out. I think they will sell them until they sell out of inventory. And I think the price is going to drop dramatically.
Do you know how bad that is?
For who?
Because the PlayStation 4, a lot of people are saying is going to be a disappointment, and the new Xbox, the Durango, people are saying that's going to be a disappointment as well. Microsoft is requiring you can't use older controllers with it. You have to buy newer controllers, which I'm fine with that. But the controller isn't any different. It doesn't really look any different. So I'm like, I have to go buy another controller that looks the exact same just because you want to change the wireless technology it uses to connect with my Xbox. It's stupid. You have to be connected to the internet. You have to be connected to the internet to use it. If you're not connected to the internet, the Xbox won't even work.
Well, I can see where that would be a problem for some people, but when I get ready to get the new Xbox, I'm going to want new everything for my gaming experience. I want it to all be new. New everything. New game, new controller. For me, I haven't played my Xbox offline in 4 or 5 years. And that was only because I had no choice. You know, internet went down or something, and was bored and just played it, you know, like a campaign or something. But
Well, see, yeah, here's the issue. What if your internet goes out? The Xbox, new Xbox won't work, so then you're going to be sitting there with an Xbox that doesn't work.
yeah, well, if my internet goes out, it's a big deal for me anyways, Xbox or no Xbox. You know what I mean? It's my life in my house revolves around my internet connection. So it's, for me, no internet means no work, no YouTube, and certainly no Xbox. Um, I don't know. I might be selfish in saying this, but if people find it difficult to have an Xbox without internet, sorry about their bad luck. Because I just think that we're in an age now where everyone has internet. I mean, most people have internet, and they're only doing that to protect their games. That they're going to offer that code, that one-time code, and when you buy the game, you get the code, and it's your game, and it prevents you from selling it to GameStop or these places that rip you off for secondhand games in the first place.
No, I get that. I get that.
Yeah. I mean, it might have just been a thing that they could not, maybe they didn't have a choice in certain things. They're like, okay, if we want to do this with our games, then we have to do this with the internet. You know, one of the two. And you know, I mean, it's like when you go to Best Buy or an electronics store or Newegg, you know, and you're going to buy a device. When you go to shop for that particular device, you know what it is you're looking for. You've already picked it out. You already know what you're going to use it for. You know, there's certain electronic devices that you know when you go to shop for them, this requires an internet connection. It's like a Blu-ray player that comes with Netflix and all those things. It's no good without being hooked up to the internet. You know what I mean? It's not like the old school DVD player where the DVD players now are smart. They have all these applications built into them.
Yeah, but what you got to understand is the Blu-ray player reference you made. Yeah, you can't watch Netflix, but you can still watch a movie on the Xbox. You can't connect to the internet. You can't do anything at all.
So it won't even play a movie or something?
No, nothing. The console will not power on.
Well, that's a little strange. I didn't realize that.
Like, it'll turn on, but if it can't, the first thing when it does when it turns on is connect to Xbox Live. If it can't, it says, we can't connect Xbox Live, try again, or shut off.
Huh. Yeah, that I guess that could suck then. You know, what if your Xbox Live membership has an overlaps for like one day? You know, like say it expired on you. You're like, oh crap, I haven't been on my Xbox in 3 days. I forgot my Xbox Live is going to expire on Thursday. So you have to call, you know, get it turned back on just to use your Xbox.
Pretty much. Pretty much what they're going to do.
Yeah. I'm still excited to have a new system. I just I hope that it's good. I'll be waiting for the new stuff to come out. So are there any are there any bad things about the PS4, or is it going to operate along the same lines as the Xbox 360?
You know what? I'm not really sure what Sony's going to pull out of their pocket this year.
But they are announcing theirs first?
From what I understand, yes.
Oh.
I mean, what do you think of the PS4? What do you think Sony's going to come out with?
All the rumors that I've heard so far, you know, about the controllers and playing off, you know, the thing about not being able to play offline, and you know, what I saw on Woody's gamertag, the stuff that he talked about in his video sound pretty solid and believable to me. Sounded pretty realistic. Other than that, I don't know. I hope it has a bigger hard drive, bigger space. I hope that it offers full HD 1080p or
I want full HD 1080p.
Yeah, I don't want a 720 game. I'm done with 720 games. When I bought this IPS monitor, I bought it so that I could see everything in full 1920 by 1080. And this game that I have and all the games that go to the Xbox are all native 720.
I hate when people label 720 as HD. That's not HD.
It's not. It's not the same. YouTube considers it to be HD, but and like a DVD player can play at 720. Your Xbox can play at 720. When you buy a DVD player and it says it can upgrade to 1080, it really can't. All it's doing is accepting the 1080 DVD. It's compatible with it, but it's not really I forgot the terminology. It's not really called upgrading.
Up converting.
Yeah, up converting. But it really can't. I read up on that stuff when I was searching for my monitor. And do you know what an IPS monitor is?
Yeah. We sold them at Best Buy.
Yeah, it's the best of the best when it comes to a monitor. Like people who are into professional graphics designers, they get an IPS monitor.
It's a plain switching monitor. Yeah, I know what they are.
So I got this monitor, and so far I haven't really been able to utilize it to its full potential because my laptop, which is connected to it right now, it's displaying my laptop's display. And it's a nice screen, it's 22 inches, and I've got the settings and everything where it looks nice, but, if I had, if I were playing like a Blu-ray movie in it or something, that would be pretty awesome. I don't use it really to watch movies, but I can. But anyway, I'm.
You know what's scary?
Go ahead.
That mobile phone screens are pretty much better than your everyday laptop or desktop screen these days.
Yeah. Speaking of screens, when I went to Verizon yesterday, I just kind of glanced around at a few of their devices they had, and they had a Samsung big ass phone, man, and they didn't have a label on it. Like I didn't know what the hell it was. It just said Samsung on it, and it was huge, man. It was like freaking like that big. It was like 8 or 9 inches tall and like 4 inches wide or something. I mean, I could be exaggerating, but it was big. It was like a freaking mini iPad, or something.
Yeah.
Like
that was probably a Galaxy Note or a Galaxy Tab.
Yeah, because it was big. I mean, it had a fake screen on it, with the decal that they use for the fake screen. But you could see the icons and how far spaced everything was and how much room there was.
Hell yeah.
And man, it just looked like there was a ton of space on that screen. It looked like if you turned it over on its side, that it could be like a tablet.
Holy shit.
Like I want to see a girl fit that thing in her little tight jeans pocket. It ain't fitting. It ain't fitting in some skinny jeans pocket. That's for sure. We've been going for about an hour and 18 minutes now. Is there any news, Android meter news that you would like to discuss? I'll also, let's talk about your Android meter YouTube channel. We need to try to pump that thing up. I was thinking about, wanted to talk to you about it first, but I was thinking about making some type of a video and then letting you guys upload it, onto your channel, or I can upload it. Well, actually, no, take it back. It would benefit you guys more, I think, if I uploaded it on my channel and the main network channel, kind of like a shout-out video for Android Media.
I think you should do a review on our channel.
Well, if I did a review on your channel, there wouldn't be a whole lot to review yet, but I could do a review on your website.
You could do a review on whatever you want. You could do a review on everything.
Yeah, and then do a video on it, put it on my channel, and then put it up on the main network channel. The main network channel's got about 14,000 subscribers. It gets a fair amount of traffic. More traffic than my channel does. I don't know where all my subscribers are. They're certainly not watching all my videos, but I do have a pretty stable group of guys that watch my videos pretty regularly. I'm thankful for them, but as for the rest of them, they're missing in action. We need to get some videos up on your YouTube, on your Android Meter YouTube channel, or some more. Has Justin uploaded any lately?
I don't think so.
He said he hadn't talked to you in a couple of days.
No, yeah, I've talked to him just as much as I've talked to you guys. None.
Yeah.
I was off the grid.
Yeah. But what do you think about the quality on the live stream with the Skype? It's actually pretty solid.
Oh my God, I'm
isn't it?
amazed. I was actually amazed when you were when I saw your video earlier. It was the one that was letting people know there was a podcast tonight.
Uh-huh.
I was looking at it, I'm like, holy shit, he's got the title bar down there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got them up in the left-hand corner. I was just like, wow, okay, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I've finally figured out how to use all that shit. Now really what I need is maybe some... I'm just kind of piecing together the graphics that I have, that I've picked from here and there. But once I really figure out exactly how I'm going to do the stream every week, religiously, the same way. Okay, there's no question if we're doing it on Google Hangout, or there's no question we're doing it with Skype or whatever. Then I'll know exactly what graphics I want and how I'm going to use them. Here lately, I've just been experimenting with different things. I might even do like a little off-air show, where I just pre-record, a little short video.
Yeah.
I'm getting an echo on my end.
Are you?
But this Skype thing is pretty stable. It's pretty stable doing the Skype.
It is. It's not bad.
I had Skype Premium for 7 days. I don't know if it's expired yet, but where I can do more than one person in video chat. But so I don't know if I still have it as of right now. But I know that when I get like 3-4 people in the conversation, Skype starts internet connection problems. But I'm hoping in a couple of months, when I get that broadband home fusion.
Dude, that thing is gonna be ill.
Huh?
That is gonna be ill.
What's that? Using the broadband home fusion thing?
Oh hell yeah!
It's gonna be so much faster. I can't wait. That's probably when we'll really be able to start doing the regular Google Hangout and have several people in there, and then not have to worry about it dropping.
Well, see, this is why I was like amazed at this Hangout, because I was looking at all this art right here and everything else,
Mm-hmm.
And I think I have an idea of how to do this. I'm thinking about the website right now.
Okay.
Just because I like the way you laid out the graphics and stuff. Why don't we do a banner across the top, just like that? We'll include the social icons in there.
Nicholas, we could make the website look like one of our current channels now. Make it look like a mock YouTube channel with website functionality.
Well, you see this the banner you have down in the Hangout and the banner you have on the channel?
Yes.
I was thinking about making all those little controller icons into social icons. So, like the Sega is Facebook, the N64 is Twitter, the original Xbox controller is, Reddit, or, so on and so forth.
Uh-huh.
I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I kind of like the banner that's in the podcast right now. That's just a screenshot. I just took a screenshot of it, or captured a little screen region off of my my YouTube channel. Yeah, that would look pretty nice going straight across the top of the website.
So, are you watching this video right now from your end?
Yeah, I'm watching the live stream. I have the
You are?
I have the volume turned down on it, but yeah.
All right. Yeah, because we're the only ones watching it. Because if you have it open and I have it open, it's just me and you.
Yeah.
We're the only ones viewing it.
Yeah. When we get through with the live stream, what'll happen is this is recording automatically, and in about 15 minutes, it will be uploaded to my channel as an upload, and then it will start off at 0, and then people will view it maybe over the course of a week or a month or whatever, and it'll
Yeah.
It just didn't get any live views. And that's about how our podcasts have been going lately, man. People really haven't been watching them much. They add up to about maybe 50 views eventually. I just hope that eventually people catch on, it gets more popular, and we start to get more guests and cool topics and stuff. And just keep after it. I feel like if I quit now, it would just be a waste of everybody's time.
Yeah, don't quit, man.
Yeah. It is a little frustrating and sometimes a little embarrassing. People aren't watching. We had a better response the first 2 podcasts. It's just gone down from there. I think at first people were like, oh, okay, well, let's see what the podcast's going to be like. And then after they saw it, they're like, okay, well, that's enough for me.
Maybe we need to try something different.
I don't know.
I think we need to brainstorm something different.
Yeah. Would the live streaming to a website be any more stable than what we're having to deal with here?
Probably, yeah. I would say yeah.
With the GoDaddy server?
Yeah, that would be fine. It would work.
We could just do the podcast, stream it straight to the website.
Yeah.
With XSplit. We could use XSplit to send the signal, I guess, the same way we're doing right now.
Yeah.
That'd be fine. Whatever makes it run more stable without problems. I think we'll end the podcast and then just stay on Skype, and I'll talk to you here in a second. I'm gonna. Let me see. I'm gonna bring the intro back up. All right, if you're, I know no one's watching at this moment, but when you do see this video, leave your comments, questions.
Because you will watch
anything.
this video.
Yeah, so if you see this podcast, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Mortarman with MortarmanTV and Next Gamer Network. This is Nicholas Sierra with Android Meter, and I guess we're out. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.